Alright everyone, what's going on? It's Rico, Sensei, and I'm here to give you my review on the Netflix original Death Note. I was really anticipated for this, and I was not surprised, but I was also surprised. I know a lot of people are going to say this movie's trash, this movie's garbage, and this movie is worse than Dragon Ball Evolution. That's not true at all. I actually enjoyed this movie a lot. Um, it's not the best movie though, and it's not a good movie either. As you guys know, Death Note, the film, is an adaptation to the manga or anime, but this is the thing that's different is that this Death Note is its own interpretation or its own story of the Death Note. So you have to think of this as a what if this happened situation instead of it's not following the direct source material. And I don't mind it not following the direct source material as long as the story itself is good. But now I'll go into the characters really quick. Nat or Nate, I'm not sure which one it is, Nat Wolf. He did a surprisingly really good job as Light. I thought the casting for that was terrible, but he proved me wrong. There was some moments where his character took me out of place, like took me out of the experience, but overall it was still really good. He reacted to how any other human would. The thing about this is he did not go the route Light did towards the end of Death Note. If you guys seen the manga or the anime, he did not go to that route. He pretty much stayed the route Light did from the very beginning of the manga or anime. L, this is another thing I know people hate it. L is black in this movie. He's playing by Keith Stanfield. He played a huge role in Get Out, and I didn't mind it because I know he's a good actor. He did really good in Get Out, and he did really good as L in the Death Note thing. The thing about L that's different than the anime or manga is he pretty much became so I guess I'm going to a little spoiler territory here, but he became a little obsessed, like too obsessed with trying to prove that Light is Kira, and it kind of just drove him crazy around the end of the movie. Again, I didn't really mind it because it's different. It's different from what we know on what happened in the manga anime, and we have Misa or Mia in the film. She was pretty good. It was times in the movie where I was like, is she really Kira or is Light Kira? Because it seemed like she was going the route Kira did at the end of the Death Note anime. So she did really well. And of course, William Dafoe as Ryuk. Nobody could have done better. Honestly, William Dafoe was perfect as Ryuk. And that's what I have to say about the characters. They all did their own parts really well. The thing about Ryuk is we didn't see enough of him, and we didn't get to see a whole like face of Ryuk. He was mostly in the shadow. That's probably because CGI budget, but that doesn't really bother me. There are some flaws with this movie. For example, Light is open about his Death Note. He's not really hiding it in the very beginning. He's in gym just looking at it. He's showing Mia or Misa, whatever you want to call her. He's showing her in the very beginning of Death Note, and they barely know each other. And he's showing her, I kill people. And I kind of have a flaw with that. Another flaw is I feel that the relationship with Mia or Misa and Light is really rushed. Like, they get it on, like, super, super fast. And I don't really, believe that. Other thing people could say is that it's rushed, and I can definitely agree because it's only an hour and 40 minutes long. No matter what type of interpretation of Death Note you put, it's going to be difficult to just crunch it all in 1 hour and 40 minutes. Now, if this was like a trilogy or something, then it would have been a lot better. Another thing is that the characters are not as fleshed out. Now, granted, Death Note anime is 37 episodes, so they got plenty of time to be fleshed out and whatnot. This is only an hour and 40 minutes, so a death in this series does not feel as impactful as it does in the anime, and that's why I believe it would have been better as a trilogy than just a single film. It's a lot different. There are a whole bunch of different things in this thing in a film that's different than the anime. For example, Light's mom is killed. Of course, Ella's black. People really hate that. What else? The rules in the Death Note, some of them have changed and some of them have not been explained. For example, one that's not explained is that when you use the Death Note, you don't go to heaven or hell. You're pretty much in limbo or nothing. And they didn't explain that. The whole ending of this film is different. But again, I really don't mind it. It's its own interpretation. But I do wish that they followed through the rules of the Death Note book. This is a brutal film. Like, this is surprisingly brutal. I'm not going to go too into details, but the first death that we seen is really, really gruesome. It's like some Final Destination type shit, honestly. But I enjoyed it. It was surprising and it shocked me a little bit on how that happened. Another thing is that Ryuk is different than how he is in the anime or manga. Ryuk is not anyone's friend. He's not your pet. Don't trust him. And I see exactly why they said this in the book, because Ryuk is going by what he enjoys. In the anime and manga, Ryuk was just pretty much chilling on the sidelines watching Light do whatever he did to cure out his boredom. This time Ryuk isn't on the sidelines. He's saying, I do whatever I want. That's really all I have to say about this film. Again, I really enjoyed it. It's not that great, but it's not really bad. It's honestly okay. And I feel as if it got a trilogy where the characters could get fleshed out more. The script could have been written. It couldn't have been rushed. And I really wish that it was just a trilogy. But it was still enjoyable. You could still enjoy it. It's only an hour and 40 minutes. And as long as you don't expect direct source material like a lot of these people are, then you won't be butthurt about it. Because that's honestly why all these people are that's calling it trash. They're butthurt because it's not following the source material. They expected it to fail as soon as the trailer was released. You have to be optimistic about these live action things. And that's what I'm going to start doing more and more. If I were to give this thing a grade, I would say it's a C. It's around the C range. It's not great, but it's not bad. It's just okay. So, yeah, guys, what do you think about the live action Death Note? Have you seen it yet? Are you going to see it? What are your thoughts? Just comment below. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Be sure to follow me on Twitter and Instagram and subscribe for more from me. And, yeah, guys, I'll see you guys on my next video.